Hello there, and welcome to Veritas, your source of ideas for self-actualization. My name is Nigel, and I welcome you to part 3 of our mini-series on stories. I will quickly begin this podcast today by doing a quick recap of part 1 and part 2. In part 1, we established the fact that our world is created based on the narratives that human leaders have given to us. A certain degree of this control is necessary to ensure that we as a species are able to cooperate to maintain the world as we know it, giving it order, structure, and meaning. In part 2, we dive into the limiting beliefs that we may have inherited from the people around us. Whether they make sense or not, these limiting beliefs keep us trapped from reaching our full potential, and as such they cause us suffering and anguish because they enable our own self-sabotage in the things that we do in our daily lives. Now, let's get started on part 3. Now, I'll begin by stating that both the man going to the bar and the man going to the church are seeking the same thing as you are right now. Chances are you guys are all seeking fulfillment, or at least something, some activity, or anything to enhance your current human experience the way it is. Think about it for a second. The things that you do on a daily scale. It could be a workout, it could be talking to your friends, hanging out, or even surfing the internet or watching YouTube. These are the things that you do because you think it may enrich your life of some sort, be it by gaining momentary pleasure or by setting yourself up for some kind of future success. Either way, the motive is the same. You desire fulfillment of some sort. And in this regard, I would like to make the point that the human experience is ultimately generated from within. How, you may ask? I would like to first pose the question back to you by saying, how is all human experience not generated from within? Think about it for a second. See, the ideas, the events, and the objects, or anything that constitutes as an input to your consciousness. Now these things are inherently neutral. They are just that. Whether they are in your control or not, that is not the point, but rather the way that you interpret it, the way that you process these inputs is the way that you attach significance of some sort, or meaning, or emotion, or whatever not that you do with it that gives it its distinct flavor in your mind, in your human experience. Now, how does this tie into fulfillment in one way or another? See, in order to be able to press the reset button or rewrite your life story the way it is, you must first be able to define what fulfillment means for you before you go ahead and start creating that experience in your life. It is with deep importance that I wish to stress that this is easily the most crucial step. Because in a world filled with many narratives, it is very, very easy to lose sight of what you truly want. Simply put, the whole damn world is shoving tons of things, information, and whatever not in your face. And chances are, if you don't know what the hell you want for yourself, you can bet that somebody out there will be more than happy to decide it for you. Let us begin by asking ourselves this question. What was it that you did last time that gave you a sense of joy, that gave you a sense of fulfillment? Start by answering that question. I'm gonna take the time right here to use my own experience as an example. And for you, Marley and Sammy, for you guys in Fiji, if you're listening to this, here's me shouting out to you guys. Thank you for the memories. I remembered in 2018 when I was volunteering in Fiji that when I first arrived in the village on the very first day with Marley and Sammy taking me around, I started hanging out with the kids in the area. And the thing was that me being the only Asian guy, they kind of mistook me for Jackie Chan. Thank you, Marley. So, but I wasn't Jackie Chan. I digress. But the thing was, me being Asian and being a guy, to them meant that I probably knew Kung Fu of some sort. While I don't know Kung Fu of any kind, I do wish to stress that I do have experience in Taekwondo, and that was what I could offer them at the point. They were intrigued by it, and so I obliged. And so we started, It was just me, Marley and Sammy, and a bunch of kids over there just practicing our moves. 1 punch, 2 punch, 3 take a step back, block, and 4 block again, reset. It was these things like that, but it seemed quite fascinating to them because soon enough all their friends started coming over, and before I knew it, there were 30-ish kids from the playground gathered around me, and suddenly I found myself running my own mini dojo in the middle of the village. And to me that kind of stood out because I felt like I made their life experiences far more fulfilling, because I was able to transport a piece of Hollywood or Eastern fiction that they had no way of learning or accessing otherwise. That to them, that was by far the coolest thing that anybody could have ever done for them. And it helped me realize what gave me fulfillment. And in this regard, I wish to share with you what fulfillment means for me. And it is being able to help people with my expertise, be it in fitness or in advice or any kind of things like that, and having the ability and the staying power to help them see them become the strongest version of themselves. It is also the reason why I started Veritas in the first place. But my experience doesn't need to be limited to me alone. Perhaps it could ring the same for you in a different way or another. And now that you've done a deep soul searching, you've looked back at your history, and now you see the patterns that have given you joy and fulfillment, let's head on to the second step. See, the second step is piecing everything together. It's taking the puzzle and piecing it together and identifying the concept, or at least an idea of what gives you fulfillment in the first place. The how isn't so much a concern as of now, because if you understand what it is that you do that ultimately gives you fulfillment, then you may take that concept and apply it to your daily life, and quickly enough, where there's a will, there's a way. You will see these little examples pop up in your life. But the conceptual how is what will guide you, and I wish for you to treat it like your North Star, your guiding point to whatever you do in life. The third step, now that's where we get into the fun part. The third step is to follow that North Star of yours. To follow that idea of what gives you happiness, fulfillment, joy, how you can bring your joy and your energy into this world. And to seek the opportunities in your daily life where you can create or implement these fulfilling experiences. It could be doing anything small. It could be doing anything small to make somebody's day better. It could also be as big as starting a water project in Tanzania, or taking that once-in-a-lifetime trip to Fiji to help the people there. It could be anything, but the key here is to start actualizing your life the way you want it. You see, your purpose is what you make of it. Because, in my humble opinion, there's no real objective purpose to life. And therefore, your purpose is what you make of it. But then again, that's a story for another day. And as for you, grab a cup of coffee, put away your device, sit down, take a deep breath, and think for yourself. What do I want the story of my life to be? What gave me happiness? And how can I recreate my life in such a way that I can look back at it and never regret a single damn thing? Anyways, that brings me to the end of my podcast. And I hope you guys enjoyed it. Right? And for those of you listening on YouTube, and if you found the commentary satisfying and if you enjoy the sound of my voice, be sure to drop a comment down below. And you know the drill. There's always a subscribe button, as it keeps the channel growing. And for those of you on Instagram, thank you for supporting me and making my journey a beautiful one. This is Nigel, and you have a good day, and may you find what ultimately gives you fulfillment. And from the bottom of my heart, I wish you well. Peace out.